has the wet forecast. Good morning, Brianne.
Good morning, Amanda. Yes, wet indeed. We are continuing to see that low pressure system hanging around, moving back into the region today. We're seeing a little bit of that wintry mix heading throughout New Brunswick for today, and we're going to continue to see some of that rainfall really impacting into Cape Breton, Prince Edward Island, and especially eastern portions of Nova Scotia. We will see those winds die down a little bit later, but for the beginning of the day, it's going to be pretty windy, and we're looking at highs of 5 in Fredericton, 10 in Charlottetown, and 10 over in Halifax. So we are going to be seeing some of that low pressure still hanging around in our region. As we take a look here at our radar and satellite, we're still seeing that rain coming into the region. We're seeing a little bit of a wintry mix heading throughout parts of New Brunswick this morning. And we do have some watches and warnings to tell you about. So as we take a look at our scattered map, we will start over in the Maritimes where we have that that statement of high tides and high water levels. So we can see that's partly in Cape Breton as well as into Prince Edward Island and eastern parts of New Brunswick. And then we also have a freezing rain warning in effect until early afternoon, about 5 millimeters of freezing rain. That time span is about 4 to 6 hours. Over in Newfoundland and Labrador, we have that wreck house wind warning continuing into the morning here on Friday, and we also have that freezing rain warning and that rainfall warning. So an additional 30 millimeters of rain in isolated areas, specifically in the Bruin Peninsula as well as the Avalon Peninsula. So something to continue to monitor as you head throughout your day today. Watching our forecasted timeline, we are going to basically just see this precipitation continuing throughout the course of today. So Friday is going to be a wet one. We do see mostly rain moving back into the region up in New Brunswick later this evening into the night. We're going to be contending with that rain for the next 24 hours. So we are going to continue to see that. We'll start to see some clearing up of the rain in parts of New Brunswick as well as western parts of Nova Scotia into Saturday morning. But for the most part, for our 24-hour low, we're seeing, of course, rainfall across the board. So that's continuing up in Labrador as well as into Newfoundland. We are going to be seeing those winds continuing to see an increase in gusting winds at around that noon hour before things start to taper down as we head into Friday night. We will see those calm down a little bit when winds kind of switch directions. As for right now, sustained winds are pretty heavy, especially in the Prince Edward Island area and over in Newfoundland, and those gusting winds continuing to be heavy as we head throughout our morning. Now we're looking at pretty average type temperatures as we head throughout our day across the board. That rain, that fog, we're going to see some foggy conditions, especially in Prince Edward Island as well as into Cape Breton Island and eastern parts of Nova Scotia throughout the afternoon, but pretty average type temperatures, and that drizzle hanging around throughout the majority of today. Sunny in western parts of Labrador, but of course that freezing rain in eastern, and then we have that rainfall warning as well as that wind warning in Newfoundland.